Hey, 6th grade. We're going to talk about the study guide that you have to work on over direct objects and indirect objects. You do need to know how to find them. So when you look for a direct object, which is a direct object receives, receives the action of a transitive verb, which you may not understand that part. I don't want you to worry about that part. We're not going to go into super detail in this part until in 7th grade. We'll start talking about what it means to be transitive. So a direct object basically receives an action. So if I said I threw the ball, so the first thing you do is look for action verb. Okay, so threw is my action. Okay, and then you ask what? So threw what? I threw the ball. So ball becomes my direct object. The first thing I want you to remember is that it has to be an action verb. So when you're looking for a direct object, if you don't see an action verb in a sentence, there won't be a direct object. Second thing is you ask what, and you can only answer with a noun. This has to be some sort of object, a thing. So it could be a person, it could be a place. It's most likely not going to be a place, but it could be, or it'll be a thing. All right? And then to find an indirect object, this receives the direct object in a sentence. Okay, so first find your direct object, and then ask to what or who. Alright, so if I said, I threw Alex the ball. Okay, find the direct object, so find the action verb. I threw what? I threw the ball because I didn't throw Alex. I threw the ball to who? Alex. Indirect object. All right, another interesting thing that you should know is that in order for there to be an indirect object in a sentence, there must be a direct object. So there will never be a sentence where you just see an indirect object. It won't be that. It'll be labeled something else. It also, here's our verb, an indirect object also comes between the verb and the direct object in a sentence. So it's never going to be after. It'll always be between those two words. So if I said I threw the ball to Alex instead, okay, we can still have a direct object. You don't have to have an indirect object to have a direct object. So I threw what? I threw the ball. Okay. To Alex comes after the direct object. So this is no longer the indirect object. In fact, we put to in front of it, so it becomes a prepositional phrase. So we can have a direct object and no indirect object, but you won't have it the other way around. This indirect object always has to be between the verb and the direct object. It'll never come after. All right, so on the study guide, the first section you had to find the direct object in the sentence. So in the first one, Miss Bischoff sent a message to Miss Glover. Sent is my action verb. That's the first thing we do. Sent what? Message. Okay, because I'm not sending Miss Glover anywhere. We can't answer with that. Even though she's a noun, I'm not sending her. So message is my direct object. Number 2, Sirius sent Harry a firebolt in the 3rd book. If you don't know your Harry Potter knowledge, a firebolt is a broomstick, just for all my Harry Potter nerds out there. Woot woot. All right, so sent is my action verb. Sent what? Firebolt. Okay. We didn't send Harry, and we didn't send the book. Sirius sent a firebolt. Number 3, Harry threw his invisibility cloak over his shoulders. Threw is our action verb. Threw what? Cloak or invisibility cloak. Honestly, I would take both answers. I'm not super picky in 6th grade, so you could say cloak or invisibility cloak. Invisibility is technically an adjective, so you wouldn't include it, but I would take either answer. I'm not going to be super picky. So invisibility cloak or cloak as the direct object. Number 4, I created a quiz over this information. Created is my action verb. Created what? Quiz. Okay, I didn't create information, I created the quiz. And number 5, we sent flowers to my mom for Mother's Day. Sent is our action verb. Sent what? Flowers. Okay. The next section, you had to find the indirect object in the sentence. So you find the direct object first, and then you ask to who or what. Number 6, Mrs. Swift sent me a card on my birthday. Sent is my action verb. Sent what? Card. So we know card is the direct object. Who did she send a card to? Me. Okay. Indirect objects can be pronouns or nouns, and same for direct objects. They could also be a pronoun. It'd be a weird sentence, but it could still be a pronoun here. Braxton threw Kristen his last baseball. Threw is our action verb. Threw what? Baseball. So that's our direct object. To who did he throw it to? Kristen. So this is our indirect object. Number 8. Everyone offered their mom a flower today. Offered is our action verb. Offered what? Flower, direct object. Who did we offer flowers to? Mom. Indirect object. Number 9. Fred and George gave Ron a set of dress robes. Nope, hold on. All right. Fred and George gave Ron a set of dress robes. Gave is our action verb. Gave what? Set. Here's our direct object. Now, why is set our direct object and not robes? Because they are giving him robes. But if you look, of is a preposition of dress robes. So this becomes a prepositional phrase, and robes becomes the object of the preposition. So this can't be the direct object. You can take this out of the sentence. Fred and George gave Ron a set. There we don't really know what the set is. Okay, we add more description with that prepositional phrase, a set of dress robes. So set is our direct object. Who did they give it to? Ron. Ron is our indirect object. And the last one. Mr. Boyle gave his homeroom a high five on the last day of school. Gave is our action. Gave what? High five. High five is our direct object. Gave it to who? Homeroom. Okay, if this didn't help clear things up, you can always message me and I can figure out a different way to help you. Hope you're all doing well. We're getting so close to the end of school. We have this week and next week. I can't wait. I really hope to see you all this fall. It'll be nice to see you all back in a classroom. Hope you enjoy this weather. I think it's supposed to rain the rest of the week, so try and get outside today if you can. Have a good day.